frankly, what we saw happening today in Zimbabwe should really raise eyebrows to people who do understand and follow politics. We saw the retired generals going to the military barracks where there was going to be a handover and takeover after Emerson Mnangagwa decided to actually reshuffle the Zimbabwe Defense Forces leadership, where Valerio Spanda was retired and other generals actually others had to be promoted to be generals. I think two of them. But what is becoming clear also today is that Emerson Mnangagwa appears not to be updating retired General Chiwenga, especially regarding his foreign trips. And today Chiwenga displayed some ignorance when Emerson Mnangagwa was taking off to Luanda, that is Angola. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please don't forget to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when you need to check this channel, you don't struggle. When Emerson Mnangagwa was taking off to Luanda, that is Angola, to Luanda, where actually there would be AU summit. You see, when I call these names, sometimes I get confused because they almost sound similar. It will be seeming like you are making a mistake, but I know this institution. I studied multilateral institutions of development during my university years. So, now there is something when Chiwenga was actually seeing Emerson Mnangagwa off the Harare International Airport en route to Angola. He shaked. He was very jovial today, retired General Chiwenga, and that should show you something. Look at this. The wife of retired General Chiwenga was in military gear, the military gear that demonstrates the level where she is. Not only that, retired General Chiwenga was also in military gear that demonstrates that he is a general in the military. Not only that, also Anselam Senyate came with a military gear, a demonstration that he is also part and parcel of the military. I think I've dealt with these issues. But when now Mnangagwa was going to Angola, Chiwenga shook his hand. He shook him like a jovial man. I saw Emerson Mnangagwa almost becoming confused when he was greeted by retired General Chiwenga in military regalia. And then Chiwenga went on to ask Mnangagwa, how many days will you be gone? How many days are you going to this particular summit? Now, this is retired General Chiwenga, a vice president to Emerson Mnangagwa, a man left home acting president. Taking the reins from Mnangagwa. Under normal circumstances, Mnangagwa should have sat down with him, briefed him on where he is going, and most probably be a handover and takeover of some sort. Because if you are acting president, you actually carry all the duties of the president, whilst the president is in absentia within the nation. So the fact that retired General Chiwenga gets to ask Emerson Mnangagwa, how many days will you be gone, doing so in a jovial mood, it's a demonstration that he was not briefed about this trip of Emerson Mnangagwa, how long Mnangagwa would be gone to this particular trip. Maybe it's a matter of hours. It shows that he was just told you would be acting, but he was not told the details of, how long is he going, when is he going to come back. That is why retired General Chiwenga had to actually introduce that subject when he was actually greeting Emerson Mnangagwa en route to Angola. So you can see that in terms of relationships and in terms of actually trust, there is some break of trust between these two. Of course, they give an impression that they are working together, that they are one, but such a question, especially when you are acting, not knowing when your actually superior will be back in the country, just being told, just act, but without the details and the nitty-gritties. He's a vice president, for goodness sake. He is supposed to and also an acting. So, which means Mnangagwa is only telling his circles when he is going and when he is going to come back. Retired General Chiwenga is not aware of these issues. And Chiwenga asking him publicly like that, it also shows some boldness on his part. He wants to know for how long will he remain acting, so that I mean, he gets to prepare himself. It's very, very fundamental, especially if they are working together in government. And most probably he's supposed to know when is he gonna come back, not to be told during the last minute the president is coming. Maybe sometimes we don't see Chiwenga going to welcome Emerson Mnangagwa because he would not be told. So you can see there is really a resentment, but he cannot, one thing, Mnangagwa cannot fire Chiwenga. He only uses his proxies, like Themba Mliswa today in the morning had to actually fire some missiles at retired General Chiwenga. But you know, the other story, I wanted to mix the two stories. I've dealt with this one. You know, is the Chiwenga couple, Mini Baloyi Chiwenga, as well as retired General Chiwenga, wearing military gears, portraying and demonstrating their actually positions within the military. We know that the wife of Chiwenga is part of the military intelligence. She's not just a military officer, but a colonel. She did not achieve that through any other means outside meritocracy, but she really did achieve these positions based on meritocracy. When you hear her speaking, you can tell this is a hard-working woman, not just a hard-working woman, but also a very, very intelligent woman who understands what she is doing. So these two coming together, a demonstration of power, and not only that, secondly, also a demonstration of being united, oneness, demonstrating that we are a family, we are together, and we are soldiers. We possess some degree of power. I don't think Mnangagwa was aware. I think I will have to research. Does a military general who is retired have to wear a military gear? I think I have to do some research on whether what we saw today, is it allowed military? I know that they can be called back. They can be called back to the military barracks to undertake their duties. They can be assigned any military task, as well as also they can be retained as military generals. But I think by also the commander-in-chief of the military. But Ansela Msenyatwe, I mean, of course, for the wife, we understand she is still active within the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. I wonder, Themba Mliswa was saying, Mini Baloyi Chiwenga should resign from the military and focus on charity work. I think also what they did today was a statement, apart from sending a signal that the day of reckoning shall surely come, also they were demonstrating that once a soldier, always a soldier. So even if you take out the position of a military personnel from himself, the military personnel always remains a military personnel. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press